I'll begin by taking body substance isolation precautions and ensuring that our scene is safe to enter.
Scene is safe.
The nature of the illness is reported to be chest pain. Is this my only patient?
Yes.
Right now, I don't believe that I'll need any additional resources, and because there's no evidence of trauma, spinal precautions are probably unnecessary. My general impression is of a patient in obvious discomfort. He has a closed fist over the left side of his chest, and his breathing is labored. Sir, my name is David. I'm with the ambulance service. What seems to be the problem today? My chest hurts, and I'm having trouble breathing. The patient is awake and alert, and his chief complaint is of chest pain and difficulty breathing. And because he is able to speak to me, I believe his airway is clear and patent. However, he's only able to speak 2 or 3 words between breaths, and this is a sign of inadequate breathing. So I'm going to have my partner assist the patient's respirations using a bag valve mask attached to oxygen at a flow rate of 15 liters per minute. Next, I'll check the patient's radial pulse.
Pulse is present, strong, and regular.
And what is the patient's skin color, temperature, and condition?
Pink, warm, and dry.
Is there any major bleeding?
No.
Sir, can you tell me your name? Adam. And where are you right now? I'm at home. Can you tell me what day it is? It's Saturday. And do you know why I'm here? My wife called 911 because I'm having chest pain. The patient is oriented to person, place, time, and event. Next, while another rescuer goes to collect the patient's medications, I might consider taking a quick look at the patient's chest just to be extra sure that there are no hidden signs of trauma. And because his symptoms suggest an acute coronary syndrome, such as a myocardial infarction, we need to load the patient into the ambulance without any further delay. So we'll begin rapid transport to the closest appropriate hospital right now. Adam, what were you doing when this pain first began? I was pulling weeds in my garden. And did the pain begin gradually or suddenly? Suddenly. Does anything seem to make the pain better or worse? Lying down makes it harder to breathe. That's about it. How would you describe the pain? It's like a crushing, almost like an elephant sitting on my chest. Does the pain travel to any other part of your body? Yeah, my jaw and my left arm. And on a scale of 0 to 10, with 10 being the worst pain you could possibly imagine, how would you rate your pain level right now? About a 7. And how long ago did this start? Oh, about an hour ago. Does the pain come and go, or has it stayed the same since it first began? It hasn't changed at all. Are you allergic to any medications? Just penicillin. And what medications do you currently take? Lasix, Lipitor, nitroglycerin, and aspirin. And have you taken any of that nitroglycerin today? I took one about 15 minutes ago. And what about the aspirin? The dispatcher had me chew up 4 baby aspirin. Good. What medical problems do you have? High cholesterol, angina, I think that's it. When was the last time you had something to eat or drink? I had breakfast 6 hours ago. Can you think of anything else that could have had something to do with this pain that you're having today? No. Next, I'll assess baseline vital signs, beginning with capillary refill.
Less than 2 seconds.
And the pulse rate.
98.
Respirations.
Assisted at 16.
Blood glucose.
93.
Lung sounds.
Crackles in the bases bilaterally.
Pulse oximetry.
99%.
Blood pressure.
150/90.
Eyes.
Pearl.
Skin color, temperature, and condition.
Pink, warm, and dry.
And what's the patient's oral temperature?
98.6.
Given the patient's chief complaint and the findings of our assessment thus far, there seem to be two body systems in particular that are affected, the cardiovascular system and the respiratory system. So I'm going to assess these further by checking for jugular venous distension and pedal edema. I'll also ask the patient if he's had a productive cough.
The patient has had pink frothy sputum for the past hour.
Along with the crackles we heard in the lungs, these findings suggest pulmonary edema, possibly due to congestive heart failure secondary to a myocardial infarction. He's already taken 4 81 milligram tablets of aspirin as well as 1 dose of nitroglycerin. We have his medications with us and could assist him in taking another dose of his nitro, but first we need to rule out contraindications, such as whether or not he's taken any medications for erectile dysfunction. Then I'll call the hospital and see if we can assist him in another dose of nitro. This is Unit 1. We're en route with a male patient experiencing chest pain and shortness of breath, which began about 1 hour ago. He is alert and oriented ×4, and prior to our arrival, he had taken 4 low-dose aspirin and 1 nitroglycerin. His capillary refill is less than 2 seconds, pulse is 98 and regular, respirations are assisted at 16, and glucose is 93. His lungs have crackles in the bases bilaterally. He's been coughing up pinkish-colored sputum. His pulse oximetry is 99% on 15 liters by bag valve mask. However, if he can tolerate it, we may attempt to titrate that down until the pulse oximeter reads just about 94%. Blood pressure is 150/90. Pupils are equal and reactive. Skin is pink, warm, and dry. And his temperature is 98.6. He has pedal edema in both extremities. May we assist the patient in taking another nitroglycerin?
Yes.
Because this patient is considered unstable, we'll need to reassess his condition every 5 minutes en route. In particular, I'll repeat the primary survey looking at level of consciousness, airway, breathing, and circulation. I'll reassess vital signs and repeat my examination of his cardiovascular system and respiratory system. Additionally, I'll see how the patient's responding to the nitroglycerin. Adam, how is your pain level now?
It's better. It's about a 5.
One final note about chest pain patients. Remember that if the patient continues to experience discomfort, additional doses of nitroglycerin are contraindicated. If the patient becomes hypotensive at any time,